When we think about powerful AI, we usually imagine opening up a single chatbot, right? But what if that intelligence wasn't stuck in one place, but, well, everywhere? That's the real shift happening right now. Today, we're going to dig into how Google's Gemini isn't just another app you open, but a co-pilot that's being built directly into the tools you probably use every single day.
So, to really get this, we'll start with the raw power of the Gemini engine itself. Then we'll see how it moves beyond just being a chatbot to actually supercharging your workspace. We'll also look at how it's creating a whole developer ecosystem. And finally, we have to talk about the real-world friction that comes with an integration this deep.
Okay, so before we see Gemini in action, we really need to understand the engine under the hood. And this isn't just some minor upgrade. We're talking about a new class of model designed to set a way higher standard for what AI can actually do. Just look at this number, 90%. That's what Gemini Ultra scored on something called the MMLU benchmark, making it the first AI model to break that barrier. Now, this isn't some simple quiz. It's a massive test that covers 57 different subjects, everything from physics and ethics to law. Scoring that high means it can literally outperform human experts in those fields. And this really gets to the heart of Gemini's whole design. See, it wasn't built as a text model where they just bolted on other senses later. From the very beginning, it was designed to be natively multimodal. What that means is it thinks and reasons across text, images, code, and video all at the same time, all inside one single unified brain. And you can see that sophisticated design delivering some pretty incredible performance. In these head-to-head benchmarks, the latest Gemini 2.5 Pro shows a really clear lead over its main competitor, especially in the areas that are the absolute toughest. We're talking graduate-level reasoning, complex math, and real-world coding challenges. So, okay, Gemini has the power. But how does all that power become a truly useful tool without making you open a separate app for everything you do? Well, this is where Google's whole strategy really starts to come into focus. I mean, impressive benchmarks on a slide are one thing, but how does all this power actually make your life easier? A powerful engine is totally useless if it's not in a car, right? So how does Google actually put this engine to work for you? And this right here is the absolute core of Google's vision. The goal isn't to create another website you have to go to for AI. It's to make intelligence an ambient, helpful presence across that entire suite of tools you already rely on. The AI comes to you, right where you're already working. And there's no better place to see this than in Google Workspace. This is where the AI moves from being this abstract concept to a practical co-pilot, helping you with real work right inside the apps you use to get that work done. Let's make this super real. Imagine for a second you're a customer service manager, and your entire world revolves around clear and consistent communication. So right inside a Google Doc, without ever leaving or opening another program, that manager can just ask Gemini to generate standardized templates. This doesn't just save a ton of time, it ensures every single customer gets the same high quality of communication, instantly boosting the whole team's professionalism. Or let's switch gears. Consider a chief marketing officer. Their job is a constant juggle of data, strategy, and creative brainstorming. Now, this is where that native multimodality we talked about becomes a total superpower. A CMO can ask Gemini to not only analyze a competitor's strategy, but to actually generate visual ideas for a new logo right on the spot. An entire process that used to take multiple steps just collapses into a single conversation, which dramatically speeds up the creative pipeline. And what about a role like an HR manager? Their day is just packed with sensitive communications, super detailed planning, and the constant need to improve the employee experience.
So how can Gemini help? Well, it can brainstorm nuanced survey questions, it can draft those really difficult rejection letters with exactly the right tone, or it can create a full set of onboarding documents from just a simple prompt. In short, it becomes a massive force multiplier for the entire HR team.
But this integration isn't just for you and me in our Google Docs. It's designed to be a fundamental layer that developers and entire businesses can build their own intelligent applications right on top of. Google has basically created a ladder for people to climb. A developer can start prototyping for free with a simple API key in AI Studio. And then, as their needs grow, they can move up to Vertex AI for enterprise-level security, data privacy, and the ability to fine-tune the model with their own data.
And we're already seeing this technology ripple out everywhere, from AI-driven diagnostics in health tech and fraud detection in fintech, all the way to personalized lesson plans in ed tech.
Developers are using Gemini as the engine for the next generation of smart applications. But this whole vision of a perfectly integrated AI copilot isn't without its problems. Let's be real. Weaving a technology this powerful so deeply into our digital lives introduces a whole new set of very real challenges.
Yeah, the big challenge is balancing the incredible promise of seamless assistance against the practical realities of making it all work. While the dream is this frictionless, amazing experience, the reality can involve security holes, workflow issues, and some really unforeseen ethical problems.
And the data absolutely backs this up. Integrating AI isn't some simple plug-and-play solution. It can add significant development overhead. Every new connection point creates a new potential security vulnerability. And the persistent issue of bias is still a major concern, with over 70% of AI professionals saying they've run into it. This quote from Google co-founder Sergey Brin, talking about a pretty well-known issue with Gemini's image generator, is such a powerful reminder of this challenge. It shows that even the people who build these incredible systems are still grappling with how complex they are, admitting they don't always understand their behavior. And all of this brings us to the big question, right? As Gemini gets more and more deeply embedded in our daily digital tools, are we creating the ultimate assistant that empowers us? Or are we building a new kind of dependency that we might not fully understand the consequences of just yet? Honestly, that's the central question we'll all need to be thinking about as this technology keeps evolving.